galaxy is burning. Brother fights brother, and treason splits the Imperium of Man. This is the age of darkness. Welcome to the Remembrancers retreat, coming to you from within the depths of the vengeful spirit.
Hello and welcome to the Remembrancers Retreat, a Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy Specialist Games podcast. Tonight it's me and Will, chilling in the basement.
Yeah. Two bros on a podcast, 5 feet apart.
Oh, Lord. And yeah. So,
I got a question. I want to start off asking you and the listeners. Okay. This is very serious. So I need honest feedback from the listeners here. When you're flying in an airplane, you don't need a map, right? Because you can look down at the ground, and that's the map. I mean, it's a live map. You're in an airplane. I mean, a map is a 2D representation of the Earth as seen from above. But when you're in an airplane, you're already seeing the Earth from above. Do you need a map?
I mean, I feel like it's a little difficult to see from the plane.
No. Okay, maybe. It also depends on how high you're flying and how much clouding, like clouds. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel maps on planes are redundant. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just one of the outliers. Although maybe there's a subgenre of pilots who are just like me who...
But you get on the airplane and you look out the window, because I try to get a window seat when I can, because I'm just like a child.
And who wants their elbows smashed by that drink cart?
Nah, yeah, just get... right on the knees. I don't know where the fuck I'm going when I'm looking out that window.
You do.
No, I don't.
If you had the front window, you would know where
I'm in Richmond, Virginia. Oh, I see the airport, I see the city, and then at that point, I don't know where I'm looking at. I am lost.
Sort of on the same topic, but off topic too. Have you ever seen the Grand Canyon from above?
Yeah.
Flown over it?
I actually have.
It's wicked, dude. It looks like something that you would see...
From space.
Right? Yeah.
Pretty sure you do. Can't say I've seen any space pictures for the Grand Canyon, though.
I don't know. Were they flat photos?
Oh, God. Oh, no. They were, in fact.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, back to Jared. He owns and reads quite a lot of books. I don't know if librarians in 40K actually have books. Are they even, noted as being lore keepers? Or are they just called librarians because they know spooky ghost magic and stuff?
See, I thought the keepers of the lore, it's been a while since I read.
Were chaplains?
Who keeps the lore? I thought it was the chaplains, but I can't remember. Yeah. I'm starting to sound really stupid.
No. Listeners, we definitely need your help on this one. Who keeps the lore? And then what do librarians do other than magic? And does that really earn them the title of librarian?
I'm sure it does. Because you get you become like an officer at that point.
Yeah. The witch. Speaking of which. Black Templars were teased today. Or not today, I'm sorry, but this week, right? Weren't they?
Last week.
Was it last week? Did you guys talk about that already?
No. We're usually a Horus Heresy podcast, Will, but we can talk about that too.
Well, here's the thing. Here's where it's connected. Hold on. I just want to talk about it.
Okay.
The Black Templars, they're a successor chapter of the Imperial Fist. Isn't that wild? I had no idea.
That's... Why you got that grin on your face?
Had no idea. But that's how we connect it to 30K.
I mean, technically, you can pretty much just connect all of 40K to 30K.
You can. It always is the way.
You're like 2 degrees from 30K.
How about them haircuts, though, guys? Those are some powerful boy haircuts.
Strong
boy. But no, yeah, like you, they're
keep the rabbits away from them. That's all I can say.
They're 40K, so they're neat. They definitely fit the Crusader vibe and everything like that.
I do like the models.
I don't think any pieces are really salvageable for Kit Bash, being that they're all Primarist. It is neat though to see the scouts. So I wonder, because of their new size.
Yeah, well, they call them Primaris scouts.
Well, or Primaris initiates.
Yeah.
But I wonder, because of their size, could you do a little bit of trimming and cutting away of crosses and stuff like that and kind of put them as your Scout Marines, give them some Mark IV helmets, maybe.
I think that's pretty doable.
I think so, right? It doesn't look like they have too much iconography. They
Proudly
definitely
supporting that Second Amendment.
Yeah, they definitely look better than the current Scout models we have, right? So
that's a pretty low bar.
Yeah, only 4 per box though, and you'll have to buy the 6 Primaris Marine.
It's a weird number.
Dudes with them too. Yeah,
but I will say I'm not too worried about the Primaris Marines because, quite honestly, I've been playing a little bit of Kill Team, excuse me. And it is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like when it first revealed and they had the different shapes for the templates and stuff, I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
But I've played a couple games now and it is a lot of fun.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's good because I got a game with Mike scheduled the 2nd. So Mike's going to be doing me a run through, and I'll bring a couple different kill teams depending on how long our games last, but I'm mostly going to be focusing on my heavy intercessors because I just painted them and I haven't got to play with them yet. So if I get one game in them, even if it's kill team or whatever, but yeah. And then I'm also doing a little Death Watch kill team too, which
they've
been fun. I've been trying to do that.
Those are fun in kill team too.
Painting black. Oh yeah. Well, the options for them are just amazing.
Yeah, they definitely have a nice variety. And Austin brought his the other day, and Caro played against him with the orcs from the Octarius box.
Yeah.
And a very well-balanced game.
Really? Yeah.
Surprisingly, though, even at one point, Caro took her rocket launcher orc and just fucking killed a Marine in one hit. Just crits all around and just blew it apart.
Oh my gosh.
And dealt a mortal wound to the other guy who was standing right next to him.
Oh yeah, that's how the blast work, right?
Yeah.
They do the range.
But I love these sword brethren. I feel like I could salvage some stuff out of it. I love the arms.
Yes, definitely. The arms, the way he's holding it. Some of the helmets are awesome.
Yep. He's wearing Mark III shoulder pad there too.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely some good bits to be made from there for sure.
How well they fit, and I don't know how, because I'm almost positive these are not multi-part kits, so they probably go in one way.
It seems with the Primaris line I've noticed, and I haven't played with any other models really besides the Primaris.
Which personally I feel is kind of a shame, but at the same time you do get a lot of cool, poses and stuff. But
after you've put together, say, 60 intercessors, so you can run 6 10-man squads, right? So you can have that badass legion of Marines on the table. You start to notice that there's only 5 different shapes of bodies, and you can only swap out arms in so many ways.
The only intercessors I got were from the starter kits. I have the original intercessors, and I got the assault intercessors from the whatever it was called.
Yeah, Indomitus.
So I know the ones in box, they're sort of multi-part. They got some options and stuff. No,
their bodies. There are 5 different bodies, and that includes legs and torsos and all that stuff.
I never bought a box of them, so I wasn't sure.
Then the arms. There are options for the arms, but there's only so many options. Like each guy has 2 different options for arms, right? And they're usually like one can be a shooting stance, and the other can be an action-y stance, where he's like holding a knife or throwing a grenade or reloading a weapon. So.
Okay.
But yeah, when you just put together so many of them and you paint them, you start to notice they do all kind of look alike.
Yeah,
but
that's a shame.
I know for sure because I have Celestial Alliance. I'll be getting this and adding these Templars into it because it's just I already have Templars that Steven painted and gave to me, and I like to sprinkle those guys into my squads to look like they are Black Templars after Armageddon that are helping the Celestial Alliance. So
very cool. Yeah, overall the models look really awesome.
Yeah. But as you said, we're Horus Heresy, specialist games.
What are we doing?
So we got a little bit of a snacky poo.
Which one's it?
From
the Destroyers?
The Destroyers.
Yep. So this week, was it Monday? Or was it Tuesday?
I think it was Monday. Yeah.
Monday. Legion Dispatch. Destroyers? Okay.
Yeah. So apparently, okay, so before we get in deep, in this article, okay, I guess I am getting in deep.
Yeah, we're getting deep.
In this article, it mentions that currently they only have the jump pack guys. Now, I've been out of the Legion loop for at least 2, maybe going on 3 years.
Hasn't been that long?
2019
Oh, God.
was the last time I painted a Legionnaire.
Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been doing Mechanicum since then.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So
You weren't away from Heresy. You were
No,
just away
no,
from
I'm just
Legions.
doing Mechanicum now. And I had no idea that the backpack variant of these guys were gone.
Yeah.
I also had no idea that grav guns were gone. So I was like, why are they making such a big deal that the grav guns are back? And people were like, because they've been gone. And I'm like, I have a box of them. They haven't been gone. They have the little hands on them and everything.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, maybe you got lucky because you got them before but they're gone now, dude. And I was like, well, damn. But yeah.
It makes me curious to see what other new stuff, or what stuff they'll bring back. Like the Thousand Suns upgrade kits. I remember those were
Those were short-lived.
Like months, it felt like. I don't think they lasted a year.
I don't think they did. I think that was a big gripe of people was months is what they lasted, like 9 months maybe.
Understandable if I was a Thousand Suns player.
Yeah.
I would be. I know you can use a lot of the pieces from the 40K kits. But
but it's a different vibe, right? It's definitely more
you can make
space
it work
Egyptian.
for sure. But
but especially if your goal was to, like I think a lot of us do, well, I don't know, maybe half and half. I think a good amount of people will buy a kit, build it, and paint it before they get a next one. No. You know what? While saying that, I know I'm wrong. Everybody buys an entire army at once, and then you just let it sit in your backlog for years until you finally have an event coming up, and you're like, I have to speed paint and build this entire thing right now.
I got 3 days.
I got 3 days to get 3,000 points done. But in my mind, I imagine that, you're somebody who is doing a slow grow, and you're buying maybe 20 plastic Marines at a time, and you're building them up and you're buying upgrades. And you might, take your time doing that. And then all of a sudden they discontinue your upgrade kit before you can finish your mandatory detachments or whatever. It could be a big bummer. But apparently, what is it? So I guess this article goes into detail about them?
Not terribly so. They mentioned the Radphage
and the Fleshbane.
And the Fleshbane.
Yeah.
It mentions here, currently only available with jump packs, destroyer squads are finally returning to the tabletop with less bulk and tougher boots. What does the tougher boots mean? Because did they have different, vastly different legs?
Go up.
Because I don't remember.
Nope, the plastics.
The resin.
Okay, so they're painted in Night Lord, so you can't really tell, but they have up-armored facets on their legs.
Okay, I see that. Were they there? Were they like that?
They have
were they discontinued?
No, that's how they were.
Okay.
They've always had extra ablative plating riveted onto their front parts.
Gotcha.
Which is why, if you want to do Mark I destroyers, Mark II destroyers, you should be doing Mark III with jetpack, because Mark III is Mark II with ablative plating riveted to it. So, but yeah.
Okay. Are the assault ones different? Do they have different
No,
legs?
they have the same ablative plating. Maybe they're getting...
Why do they say different?
Maybe they're literally getting bigger boots. Like, they're just scale creeping. Just the boots.
Boots with the fur.
Yeah. Just some fucking spurs or something. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so destroyers, blah, blah, blah. The fun part is the all-new mini-campaigns for the Horus Heresy will be including special Legion-specific destroyer squad units.
Yeah, similar to the Huskars.
The Huskars?
The
Huskars.
Huskars,
which are not destroyers, but...
No, but in the same vein that every little campaign should have a couple little rules or a unit added in, which is nice. And for me, as somebody who has run events in the past, I am all for those being not just for the campaign. I think they should be... I don't know what other people are doing, but I would be like rolling those into mainline rules.
Oh, I don't think anybody wouldn't consider that.
All of a sudden you come to a Nova 2022 and somebody's like, I brought Huskars, and they're like, get the fuck out of here. That's a special campaign unit. Nobody's going to do that.
No one's going to do that. So I'm curious.
Then you just look at them and say, fucking fine. Okay, they're Terminators that I'm calling Huskars.
But I'm curious what the new battles are going to be, because this whole new mini campaign thing was right out of left field. Was not expecting.
They started at Pluto.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're going to start at the latter half where it's building up to the Siege of Terra. These mini campaigns, that's what I would do.
Potentially?
Would just be a little thing to lead up to the, Siege of Terra. And then when you do finally ever release your box set in plastic, you call it a Siege of Terra box set.
Yeah.
And then you start your campaign from there, right? That might alienate some legions, though, seeing as they weren't on Terra. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't necessarily think that would be the case.
Yeah. Because, I mean, what did we have? We had originally the Crusade era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your Crusade army list, and then we got into...
Then they call it the Age of Darkness.
Age of Darkness, right? I mean, it only stands to reason that the next phase would be the Siege of Terra era. And then, what if... Remember how I've always talked about, like, era versioning this game?
Yeah.
Where when you fight a battle, you fight in the era of it?
Yeah.
What
Just have era-specific...
Yeah, so when it comes to narrative and stuff like that, you can be like, you can only use era 1, which would be Crusade level stuff. So things like... Yeah. But I don't know.
Certain sets of units.
Right.
Destroyers become more common as the time goes on.
Yes, exactly.
I can see that, but I feel like that's usually pretty well taken care of by the community.
I think so.
Usually.
Yeah.
It's like, we got this.
Yeah. And I mean, really, what is it? It took 7 years, the Horus Heresy?
I think it's been longer than that.
Has it?
Let's see.
No. Like, as far as lore is concerned, how long did it last? Was it 7 years?
7 to 10.
Something like that, they said, right? Yeah. I don't think we have an accurate count. It's hard to have a couple eras, but early war, mid-war, late war. Late war, you could start seeing things like destroyers as compulsory troops, tactical support squads as compulsory troops, something like that, maybe.
I feel like that would be pretty cool.
Right? Because you figure, like, okay, well, shit's gotten so bad now. Mm-hmm. Like, I think early war, fine, your regular tactical squads are your compulsory troops and your assault marines and that. Mid-war, you start allowing things like tactical supports with plasma or something like that to be compulsory, because you're like, shit's so bad, we need to kill other Marines now.
Yeah.
So we need like to mainline weapons that can kill other Marines. So I don't know. I'm just spitballing here.
That's a fun idea, regardless, though. Put it in your next campaign.
Maybe. Yeah.
So yeah, Destroyers,
what do we have?
Short and sweet. These are the rules for Argel Tall, which.
Oh, did you guys talk about him last week?
No. We weren't here last week.
Oh, okay.
So without Steven, we'll just talk about Argel Tall.
Yeah. Arguably one of the best Space Marine characters ever.
Yeah,
I think, regardless of affiliation with being a word bearer, or anything else. His story is just good. One of the better bromances throughout. The way that they're able to write him, and he is a bad guy, but he's not a villain, is completely well done.
Argel Tall's a bad guy, but that doesn't make Argel Tall bad guy.
He's not the bad guy. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so his model, he's all demoned out in his model,
right.
Which I kind of wish that they had a standard Legionnaire Argel Tall and a demon-infused Argel Tall rule set.
Yeah.
Like, don't necessarily need the model, but...
Really? I think that's what a lot of people were after, was the model. If you look at a lot of conversions from Argel Tall, a lot of the conversions that were being done by regular players were him in his demonic form.
Yeah.
Post-possession.
Which, the more I think about it, once he got in his demonic form, he didn't really change too much. As far as when he's out in the battlefield, he's not... Right. No, he's usually just hulking out.
He tries to fight the demon off a bit when he's talking to people and shit like that.
Yeah.
But
once, shit hits the fan...
Yeah. He geeks out.
Yeah.
Just like fucking Hulks it.
So Argel Tall, at 185 points. He is a unique jump infantry character. Stat line of weapons skill 6, ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 5, 4 wounds, initiative 5, 5 attacks, leadership 10, 2 up. Definitely a beefy Praetor level type of character.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a solid stat line for 185 points. We're just talking 185 points for that stat line alone. But the thing is, you get a bunch of special rules with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's a jump infantry character, which is usually, 25 points for the jump pack?
By itself, yeah. Now, do you think that's a problem? Because, Gal Vorback aren't jump infantry. And then you put them with assault squad and...
Oh, let me pull up the thing for...
Now, I know he can join
Not the Margal. Yeah.
I know he can join them. I know they're not jump infantry.
The Gal Vorback.
The Gal Vorback, yeah. While Jesse does that, I'll go ahead and read the rest of his entry here. He's got Artificer Armor, which is where he gets that 2+ save from. He's got Demonic Claws. He's got a Frag and Crack Grenades. And as far as special rules go, he's got Master of the Legion, which as a Praetor level character, you'd expect. He is an independent character. He has the Demon rule, very bulky, Rage, Stubborn, Damned, and he has a special rule if he's the Warlord. You must take a specific Warlord trait, which is the Warlord trait is called Master of the Vakrajal. Is that right?
Sounds close enough to me.
The Vakrajal.
Vakrajal.
Vakrahal. Vakral. Yep.
Anyway,
okay.
yeah.
So, let's see. Makes Gal Vorback troops. That ain't bad.
Yep. In addition, a Warlord with this trait is part of a unit composed entirely of models with Demon special rule. The Warlord and all models in a unit it has joined gain the Feel No Pain special rule.
Solid.
So nice 5-up Feel No Pain.
So I look at him and I think, well, he can't go with Gal Vorback because he's not going to make use of that jump infantry rule because they're not jump infantry.
True.
And then
not
I think,
typically.
Well, he can't go with like assault infantry because then he's not going to get that master rule. His warlord trait isn't going to work because they're not demons unless you roll demon on that warlord or on that little trait to make them turn demons, right?
Right. The blessings or
right.
Dark blessings.
But he's also a word bearer.
Yes.
And word bearers can take demons.
No.
Yeah, he's a word bearer. He's part of the word bearer army.
I don't see a Legionis Astartes word bearer.
He's Argyle-Tall.
Oh, I see it now.
He's Argyle-Tall.
Well, I see now.
What
note
else
that
would
although
he be?
Argyle-Tall does not have the does not have the Legionis Astartes word bearer special rule. An army that has him as its warlord may still select word bearer legion specific rights of war. So he does not. He does not get the special rules for that.
So that's fine. Point being, the army that he is being played in is a word bearer army.
Yeah.
Do they not have some sort of benefit to taking demon allies?
They're allowed to take demon allies.
Right. So now what we do is we get a big fuck off squad of demons.
Yep. Demon.
Give them wings, and he can join them since they'll be demons.
Right.
And
Which
then he's using his jump pack, and he's giving those demons Feel No Pain on top of their save.
Which would be good.
So I guess that's one way to run them. The other way, like I said, would be with an assault infantry squad and just bank on rolling that demon for them in the corrupted gifts or whatever it is.
Right. And even still, the Feel No Pain, even if you don't get it, not the worst idea. I mean, not the worst loss in the world.
But if we're talking on demons, though, that come out of the warp at what, T5 on turn 1?
Yeah.
And they have a Feel No Pain?
Yeah, because I guess there's some speculation of, or some people say that, you can't take demons of the Ruined Storm because blah, blah, blah. Because the rule book says, demons out of this codex, which is wrong, which we're all playing the demons from Demons of the Ruined Storm at this point.
Who? What?
Some people. Maybe I'm just generating angst out of nothing.
I think so.
I feel like I've read somewhere.
I think you read one idiot on Facebook's post about how he was like being an asshole trying to rules lawyer shit.
And I just focused on it. Regardless, Demons of the Ruined Storm. Just go for it.
Yeah, take a Demons of the Ruined Storm ally. Nobody owns a 7th edition Demons Codex anymore. They all caught on fire. They're all gone. Nobody owns one. If you bust out a 7th edition...
Thanos snapped and all the 7th edition Demon Codexes got out.
That was how he was going to make the world better. Get rid of these bullshit demons. Everyone's using Runestorm now.
But, yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be a pretty sick way to do it. I think, running him with Gal Vorback would be the most thematic. Last of the Serrated Sun list, bringing him as your warlord. Now your Gal Vorback are troops, and you get all those deep strike rules for him too, right?
Can you? I guess you could put.
I don't know.
Pretty sure you could put Gal Vorback in stuff. You must be because they're only infantry.
Maybe they teleport in.
Gal Vorback, Dark Brethren, infantry characters. Oh, they deep strike in general.
Okay. Do they? Do they have the deep strike rule?
They've got deep strike rule.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I never played word bearers, and Steven's not here, so we're learning how to play word bearers too.
I'm totally putting this, concept idea, hit pocket training.
But moving on, he has damned, so he cannot count as a scoring unit. which also the Galvorbach also have that too.
Right, which suck. They're troops, but now they don't score. So your mission now has to be to table your opponent.
And talk to Jason, who plays Mechanicum, and that can't score, and ask him, is that really a big deal?
Yeah.
The answer is no.
Yeah.
Because it's just
scoring is, I know for myself too. I mean, I play Mechanicum, and I was concerned about scoring, so I have 18 Thalax, and I'm like, I got to get as many scoring. No. The games that we roll that require scoring are never. It always comes down to the fights, man. It always comes down to
getting that first blood, slay the warlord.
Yeah, the secondaries
attrition.
and fights. Because have a unit in the enemy's deployment zone has only ever happened to me like once as a Custodes player, where I had one dude in the enemy deployment zone.
Yeah, if you're playing with the standard rules, sometimes it'll get you, but at the same time, there's a good chance with these guys you can get at least 3 victory points easy.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're Galvorbach are beasts.
Yeah, and if you put 4 units of Galvorbach on the table with Argotol, you're still going to have a fun time. I think that would be actually a lot of fun to play against. Mm-hmm. But and keeping on moving on. Excuse me.
What, Demon Claws.
Demonic Claws.
Oh, Demonic Claws.
These fused talons of twisted ceramite and bone are as capable of rending armor and flesh as any power field or honed steel blade. And by the way, guys, listeners, I finally got glasses, so now I can actually read and not stumble through stuff. So
I took my glasses off, which is probably why I read it as Demon Claws. But they are +1 strength, AP3, rending, melee, shred, and 2-handed? Yeah. So they put the 2-handed, so he can't use his bolt pistol, which he doesn't have.
But he's got 5 attacks, 7 attacks on the charge because he has rage.
Yeah.
Melee, rending. It's AP3, but with rending and shred.
Yeah, you're already decimating Marines.
Yeah.
Power armor dudes going down, maybe struggling on a sergeant, rending, shred. Yeah, it's 2-handed though.
It's not a sure thing, but 2-handed doesn't really bother me much because
2-handed would prevent him from getting the extra attack if he had a bolt pistol and this, but he doesn't even have a bolt pistol.
Yeah, and he's got 5 attacks base anyway. So and typically my Praetor after first round of combat's got 4, maybe 5 attacks.
I think it's a crazy awesome thing to get 7 attacks.
Yes,
I think for a Praetor level character to get 7 attacks is good.
Yeah, so I know with my Praetor, I always give him digital lasers because I always take digital lasers. 1. So he's 4 attacks base.
Mm-hmm. Plus 1 for the charge.
Yeah, +1 for the charge. Digital lasers. And, well, usually I use 2-handed weapons, so I usually get up to 6.
Yeah, as Dark Angels. Yeah. I would say then the Blade of... Is it Blade of Perdition? Is the crate? No. The new blade that everybody uses instead of the...
Divining Blades?
The Divining Blade. And then your
That's
bolt
2-handed
pistol.
too, I thought.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you can take like a
Paragon blade, and then a bolt pistol will get you another one. So you could potentially get 7 attacks. Oh, is it?
Yeah. Paragon blade, I believe, is a specialist weapon. So you have to take 2 Paragon blades.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But honestly, the amount of attacks pretty much balances out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Because he's basically, with 5 attacks, he's basically, got digital lasers built in.
And that's strength 6 we're talking too. So he's wounding pretty well.
You can also do, this is what I was thinking of, and I think it was mentioned earlier. You can bring him with, pulling up on the book here, the Ash.
Bible burners.
Yeah. The Ashen Circle.
Yes.
They're jump infantry.
They are.
And do they have... No, they don't have rad grenades. I could have sworn they had rad grenades.
Right. But do they have any... Are they technically destroyers where they have that rule that says they can't be joined by anything?
No. They can take up to 3 Phosphex bombs. Burn the Senate, Scorched Earth.
Didn't they make those guys better by giving them like a better sword? Giving them rend or something?
I might be... potentially. I don't have the FAQ in front of me.
Oh, okay.
But that's another thing. You can put them with actual destroyers, which have rad grenades, and then suddenly... You're IDing
Space Marines,
Praetors. They're toughness 4.
Yeah. Who is it that has that rule then? Is it the Moritat is the rule that says he can't join anybody? Or is it the destroyers that have the rule? No, it's not the destroyers.
The Moritat cannot join anybody except destroyers.
Right. Okay. That's how it works. For some reason, I was thinking it was the destroyers who can't be joined by anybody but the Moritat. But then I'm like, no, you can definitely put an apothecary with a jump pack with them.
Yeah. He won't like it.
No.
So you guys know what you're doing. You guys know what
This
you're doing
goes
with your bodies, right?
against my my oath here, man. Come on.
But yeah, also demon. So he's got this 5-up invuln.
Yeah,
base.
because I was wondering, I didn't see a Iron Halo up there or anything like that.
So that's a little bit of a downside. So that 5-up, so doesn't have the Iron Halos, but
that also said, him by himself, he is a demon. So if he's by himself, he's getting a feel no pain.
Yeah, he's got no ranged weapons though, so you definitely got to put him along somebody if you're deep striking with him.
Yeah, the model's amazing.
The model is
I
huge.
think
I've seen a
people
picture.
were like, why doesn't he have the Guardian Spear?
Guardian Spear.
I don't know.
Don't know either. I kind of wish he had an option, but
yeah.
But I got bits.
We got bits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Carol might do it. I got it for her birthday.
I mean, honestly, though, what would have the 2 bolter shots have done?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
But also, even if,
because what is it? He has, in the book, he's got a sword and he's got the spear?
He's got a power sword and a Guardian Spear.
Okay. Yeah.
But, yeah, the model is him, demon raging up a bit.
Right. I guess, so the demon not like using swords and shit?
I have to look back again.
I'd have to read Betrayer again, because I don't remember ever the demon being like, oh, fuck sharp things, I'm sharp enough.
But I feel like even if, you can put those weapons on him, and you can still use those rules for Demonic Laws, and it works just fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't think Guardian Spears are AP2.
On the charge, they are.
On the charge. Okay, whatever. And he's got rending, so...
Exactly. That kind of makes it, right?
Yeah. Overall, there was a lot of disappointment about the rules here. Steven's not here to really circumvent that, or tell us why.
Yeah.
I can't remember why he said, but I don't really see too much.
I think it had something to do with his warlord trait.
The redundancy?
Yeah. Either, like I had mentioned, either losing the feel no pain or losing the jump infantry.
Yeah.
Because in the ideal world, you would put him with his kind.
Yeah.
But he would still be able to move fast? I don't know. Like, again, that's...
I think they had the same problem with the Night Haunter.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's jump infantry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But overall, as a character, pretty fun.
185 for Praetor. Who else comes close? I think the guy who got his head chopped off by the Imperial Fist. Gulg? Is that his name? The Iron Warrior? He's the Iron Warrior Praetor who lets Terminators be troops.
Is that in the book?
Yeah.
Terminators be troops.
Yeah.
That's Iron Hands, not
Iron Warriors.
Iron Warriors. I don't even know if he's in an actual book or... Why does it keep going Iron Hands? I want Iron Warriors. That's funny. In the enhanced version on my iPad, on my books, if you click on the Iron Warriors, it pops up as Iron Hands in the section. I was like, what the heck? It's weird. Let's see, for 185, he does, Ursimus Gulg is 175.
Ah, okay. And he's not good.
And he's in Terminator, Cataphracti Terminator armor.
Yeah.
A Chain Fist, Combi Melta.
Yeah.
Nuncio Vox.
The only reason you bring him is because of the fact he makes Terminator's troops. I know this because when I played Iron Warriors...
Terminator Attack.
I brought him. That was my warlord. And he was dirt cheap to make Terminators. And you get this. You Terminators are troops. You still take any right of war.
Yeah.
So you don't have to take Pride of the Legion.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. But he is dog water. He loses in every single challenge that he fights because he's got a Chain Fist.
He's initiative 5, but it doesn't matter with Chain Fist.
Yeah, exactly. And the Combi Melta, let me pop this one Melta shot off that'll miss, and that'll be that. I mean, sure, but he's only, T4, so he gets instant death easily.
He's got a D3 Hammer of Wrath. That's kind of cool.
I mean, yeah, but I'm telling you, when you go up against Sigismund or Pollux,
he's only got 3
you're not walking away from
wounds.
Yeah, you're not walking away from this. His big thing is making Terminator's troops, and then being able to have 6 troops, which will be like 30 Terminators, and then they can all deep strike in or whatever. It's solid. That's why you bring. He's definitely a support character. But I'm saying
you can do 60 Terminators.
Well, I mean, if you want to go balls, yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to fit 60 in a 3,000 point list.
If you got
you still
Terminators,
have to have a anti-tank element.
That's what the power fists and the chain fists
You're right.
are for.
I know. I'm just being a coward.
But here's my stance. If you got 1 wound Terminators, max out that unit, or you'll be disappointed every time.
You're right.
Because if you take a 5-man Terminator squad, someone asked this earlier on Facebook or Instagram what my thoughts were, or what our thoughts were, but it was me who answered. Yeah, if you take a 5-man squad, you're going to feel every single loss every time you roll a 1. Yeah. Like it's
that's
suddenly
35 points minimum.
That's 20% of your army dead for each one you roll.
Yeah.
So max those armies out. And with luck, a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
With 10-man squad, you're bound to get to where you want to go.
You're accidentally going to have a couple guys left.
You're gonna punch something to death at least.
But yeah,
unless you're extremely unlucky, or the other person just has all plasma.
Fuck. Like, let's think. What if? Is it viable to do a 60-man Terminator list and 3,000 points? Okay, we're obviously not going to be competitive. Okay.
Okay, so we're not whacking this up.
No, we are doing like, we're going to throw in some power fists. We're going to throw in some chain fists. We're going to throw in some auto cannons or some plasma or some flamers, of course. We're going to do like, dress them all up and nice. Couple guys with twin lightning claws.
Real nice. So let's get Golg out. Erasmus Golg. All right. And then, you can keep talking because I'm, me typing in.
And then I would personally say 1 flamer, 1 plasma, 2 lightning claws, 4 power fist, and then fill the rest with chain fist, right? And that would be your base Terminator squad, and then you just copy and paste that 6 times. How many points is that?
All right, so we got the Terminator Sergeant, and what'd you want on that?
The Sergeant?
Give me your order again.
Give him a Thunderhammer.
Sergeant with a Thunderhammer, very ballsy. I love it.
Okay.
And it's always a winner.
Now, let's give me a specialist weapon with a Flamer and a Lightning Claw.
Flamer and Lightning Claw coming right up.
And then give me 2 guys with Power Fist.
2 fists.
And then 1 guy with a chain fist.
Mm-hmm.
And copy and paste that.
6 times?
Well, so, that's your base 5.
Yeah.
And then do that again for the next 5 in a 10-man unit. Another guy with a Thunderhammer, another guy with a Flamer and a Lightning Claw. 2 more Power Fist. And then 1 more chain fist.
So 2 pairs of lightning claws, basically doubling up the order.
Right.
2 lightning claws, 2 heavy flamers, 2 chain fists, 4 power fists.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's got that.
And then
let's start.
We multiply that by 6.
2, 3, 4.
Okay.
5. 27, 25.
That's for all 6 troops to be filled and Golg.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 60 Terminators and Golg. With everybody's got power fists, chain fists, heavy flamer, and lightning claws. That's 27, 25, my man.
All right, and then we have like 200 points left, give or take.
Yeah, 275.
Throw an A Contemptor.
Yeah,
I think we could fit A Contemptor.
Yep, the token Contemptor.
Yeah. Stick with a theme here of giving him 2 power fist, or a power fist and a meltagun, something like that.
Or give him the bolts, the shrapnel bolts.
Oh, sure, yeah, you're right. Give him a bolter. Fuck it, yeah. I mean, we're going all out.
Heavy bolter with shrapnel bolts,
and then just a fist with a regular bolter in there.
Chain fist with a bolter.
What are we at?
We are at 2910.
There we go, folks. There's my meta list of the month.
Just
now I want to see somebody make that.
Terminator spam. I love it. I love Terminators.
Yeah.
So what are you going to run? Cataphracti?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I don't know. So when I did this list, okay, I had 30 Terminators.
Mm-hmm.
I had 30 Terminators. And I also brought Pert.
Yeah.
With because he allowed you to deep strike your Terminators, and I brought Pert, and then he was running with a 10-man of Tyranthicos Terminators, the Tyrant Siege Terminators. So they were kind of the anti-infantry, anti-horde. Mm-hmm. He would deep strike them, and then the other Terminators would deep strike onto points. But I only had 30 Terminators then, and they were all in 5-man squads.
Yeah,
and I put them all in Cataphracti. and I learned hard that it is bad to not be able to run as soon as you deep strike. When you deep strike, you run to displace so those blast templates don't wipe you out, because otherwise you will have demolishers just nom right through your dudes.
Deep striking can be tricky. So it does not work a lot with certain armies too.
Right.
Sometimes it's easier just to use all your jetpack boys in the back and just jump up the field later.
And I don't know, man. Like, of course, it was always a huge risk to deep strike, but you have certain things in place like a command rhino, which you can put out of line of sight, and then have like a 24-inch guaranteed deep strike location.
Yeah.
And then you could bring a comms array to allow you to re-roll failed deep strike reserves. So there's plenty of, right, there's redundancy built in, but when we're talking 60 Terminators with Gulg, I mean, we would have to drop that Contemptor, and I don't think doing that would free up enough space to make, and keep in mind, you have to have Pert, because he's the one that allows Terminators to deep strike.
The Flamers are nice, but I'm partial to the Reaper autocannon myself.
Me too. I think they're the same price though, right?
Reapers are 15 versus 10.
Oh, okay.
But you can easily fit that in there too.
Yeah, you still have points left over. But I think this list, the amount of bodies would best be served just walking forward. Yeah. And it would look cool as hell. Yeah. I mean, really, like...
I mean, you'll say, what kind of spam is this? But yeah.
But then you'll look at it and be like, oh, I have like 10 turns before these slow motherfuckers get to me, so I'll have won this before it's over.
I'm going to finish this beer before they get across.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not running at you, you know?
No, they're definitely not.
And with the amount of stuff you have out nowadays, too, for AP, for like solid, reliable AP2, I mean, yeah, they got their 4-up saves if they're in Cataphracti, but...
Still, after a while, 4-up saves are not as good as a 2-up save.
Just force the rolls, man. That's it.
Got 50-50s. Yeah. As a Dark Angels player, I don't really care. Like, I'm just bleeding plasma weaponry.
Oh, no. How do I hold all this plasma?
That's why I want to get some of those heavy incinerators. If you take the, Dreadwing Rite of War. They have the heavy incinerators, which have a much longer range.
Right.
And you can take multiples of those instead of just a single.
Oh, really?
In an Interruptor squad, yeah.
Is there a limit to the multiple you can take?
I don't believe so.
So you could have every dude with them?
Yeah.
And you can equip crazy awesome plasma.
Yeah.
Because you could already have a plasma heavy support squad. But these weapons are they have different profiles than plasmas. So
they roll the standard gun is 1 plus D3 hits, and you roll for the entire unit.
Oh.
It's strength 4, but AP 2.
Yeah.
And ignores cover. And I can re-roll failed Overwatch hits.
What's the range? We're talking
12
24?
inches. 12 inches. Yeah, they're like plasma shotguns.
Oh, okay.
So you roll, but the incinerator, the heavier version weapon, I think is 24. I want to say.
Okay, gotcha.
Or is it 16?
Yeah.
Either way, but typically with these guys with the shotguns, you just throw them in a termite and just show up.
They sound more like plasma, like you said, shotguns or plasma flamers. I guess is kind of how they're being sold as. Speaking of termites.
But, I mean, ignoring cover, obviously, is more of a flamer, but without the template.
Yeah, but being able to ignore... Oh, you're right.
Oh, watch
You're
out.
right.
No template.
Holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Heresy. Yeah. That's a big difference, right? Being a flamer in all but template.
Yeah.
Speaking of termite, though, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You mentioned termite. So this week, I got back into... kind of the 30K hobby groove. I finished up a couple models of Necrons for Wake, finished up a couple of models for myself. I had like this Celestial Lion captain in the Gravis armor sitting on my desk for like a month.
Yeah.
With his cape half finished. So I finally sat down yesterday and finished it. And then I was looking around and I was like, well, the desk is kind of empty right now. I got a couple of Titans I'm working on in the background, but mostly that stuff is just like in the production phase where I'm like waiting for plastic putty to dry, putting magnets in and that kind of stuff. And I looked up and I was like, I got a whole lot of mech up there that I can kind of work on. So I built up my third Moirax yesterday.
Yeah. Yep.
And while assembling him, I found out I've lost the Volkite gun
Yeah.
isn't in there. So he's got his little claw, his clamper. So I put that together, and then Pat will be printing me out 2 of the Volkites so I can put 2 Volkites on them. Okay. But I love those Moirax. And then I looked, and I have a Termite and 12 Secutari that I have to build and paint. So, yeah, I got back into the building and painting of 30K recently, which it's just nice to take a break. I'm really getting burnt out on Primaris.
Yeah.
I've been doing it for like 2 years.
You have been. So, and they've been looking great, but I feel like after a while,
I'm just like, I need change. So that's why I've been working on Wake's Necrons and that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Which I did up his little Necron flyer.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool little jet, man. Croissant.
Yeah.
Croissant. Yeah. But yeah, some of these new Necron models are really elaborate. The next one I have on the table is that little guy who's got the staff. He's got like the 4 legs, and he's sucking the essence out of the Imperial dude.
Was it not the Cryptek?
He's some sort of Cryptek. Excuse me.
Yeah.
He's some sort of Cryptek. I'm not sure what he exactly does. He's a special character, but he's a very elaborate little model.
Yeah.
I've seen him like do that force drain on that little man there. Mm-hmm. It was wild.
Yeah, those I remember when Sigmar started coming out, and the models were just drop dead gorgeous every release.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that in the 40K where the new models are just getting ridiculous.
I really started to become impressed with what GW was doing, because I thought they were always neat and fun and cool.
Yeah.
But when they released Nagash, like this newer Nagash that is such a huge centerpiece, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, they were big on that for a while.
And now they've got the next thing they're doing is those 2 fuck off dragons that are huge.
Were huge. But yeah, like when they came out with Magnus, the Red, 40K, and Mortarion.
Yeah.
Just
gigantic, elaborate centerpieces that aren't vehicles, which I would like to see more. But Horus Heresy, I think, is more grounded in, quote, realism. So your centerpieces usually are vehicles, because there's not some embodiment of a demigod quite yet.
Unless you're playing demons.
Yeah. And then you
at that point, yeah. And it's expected because,
Yeah.
Demons.
Which is why I think 30K compensates with big fuck off bases on all their characters.
So why does this guy got a 60 millimeter? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And there was a time where the bases just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they finally started to rein it in on these Praetor models.
Yeah, the Lion, the game base is only 40 mil.
Yeah. No, so I mean, the game bases have always been 40
mil. The display bases.
Right. And then you look at some guys who definitely need a revamped base, like Karn.
Yeah.
Because he's on a 25 mil still.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of big, we also have something little on the horizon.
Yeah. Today, they finally said, oh, wait. Imperial Aeronautica.
Oh, that's right. We have another specialist game. We should probably...
Guys, look in the back. We still got this to release.
Yeah.
Wrath of Angels, which they talked about months ago, I feel.
Yeah. Space and when they were like, we finally made a plastic Thunderhawk, guys. LOL.
But I like how they have plastic Storm Eagles.
Yeah.
Which was originally a 30K vehicle, if I remember right.
I
don't think it was Imperial Armor. I think it was.
I think that was at the time when they were releasing tandem rules, where when they release a model, it would have Imperial Armor and Horus Heresy rules.
Okay. It probably came out right before I got into the hobby, but
I honestly don't remember when this model came out.
Mm-hmm. I'll have to look in the history of that sometime.
I believe it was out when I joined back in 2015. It had to have already been out.
Gotcha.
But the Zyphon.
The Zyphon Interceptors, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They're in salamander colors, which is a breath of fresh air instead of just seeing an ultramarine vehicle for space marines.
Yeah, right. They're not pushing ultramarine colors. Interesting. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool to see the salamanders get some time in the sun, because you don't see that very often.
Right.
And you got Eldar, the red Eldar. I don't know what the Eldar things are.
They look neat.
Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely cool. You can tell there's different patterns of planes there.
Yeah.
But to me, they are generally just swooped angles.
Mm-hmm. Just all curves.
Yeah, there's 2 of one plane at the top, 3. Well, no, I guess, are the black markings supposed to be like squadron leaders?
This looks like a little bigger one.
I don't think it's bigger. I think it's just they painted the engines black to show.
Yeah.
I think that's just their way to show like squadron leaders.
So there's Nightwings and Phoenix Bombers, which I'm assuming these are the bombers. The top
I would
ones.
say the bottom ones.
Think so?
I don't know. I just think the top ones look faster.
The Nightwings and the bombers. I don't know. I don't know my Xenos. I'm a terrible.
Fucking kill them. Just blow them out of the sky. Who cares what it is?
I need to read my infantry primer a little more carefully.
But these scales look great. For as Austin would love for Epic.
Yes. And Titanicus.
This is definitely going to be a much easier Storm Eagle build than any other Storm Eagle I've ever built. That'll be...
I think you can put that together in 5 minutes.
Yeah. I really want to get these for nothing else than for terrain on AT.
Yeah.
Have them landing on jet pads and that, like Austin does, right? Austin's taken some Star Wars freighters and that kind of stuff that were for X-Wing.
Yeah.
And he's riveted on thing. Yeah, he's put together some like Imperial... AT scale stuff onto it to make it look like it fits in universe, and it really does. It looks like it's a trade ship for like a local system runner, and he always got this awesome little landing pad that he puts down, and I love it. It's always a great centerpiece to have and fight over. We were doing that doubles AT game a couple weeks ago, and we missed. First off, Jesse missed his Bellicosa and skimmed the freighter, and we were like, okay, well, whew. I mean, you heard it, but
shake him, it's fine.
Insurance should cover it. And then I missed with the other Bellicosa, and we're like, okay, no, there's no way he's getting insurance money for like this.
The ship's totaled.
This is not coming back. Yeah.
Oh, there's the transfer sheet. Asuriani, I guess, is the Eldar name for this group. I guess the Eldar chapter.
I recognize the little figure 8. The infinity symbol thing. I see that on...
and it's all salamanders all the way down here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
No Ultramarines. It's all salamanders on that sheet. That's kind of cool. Plus some generic Space Marine skull and wings.
Yep. Lightning bolts.
Yep, and those numbers. Can't get enough of those gothic numbers.
Really and then this one has, of course, a little hex base that flips over. One looks like a moon and one looks like Nocturne.
Which I can't... So I have not played... Aeronautica Imperialis. And the hex spaces kind of turned me off a little bit, but I've actually heard good stuff about it.
Really? So the hex space is what attracts me to it the most.
Yeah.
But tell me why it puts you off in...
To some ways, it feels like it kind of restricts. Doesn't feel quite as free, but at the same time, and Austin was actually like the hexes, which surprised me a bit. Because he's, he's old school, as far as
hexes. We used to count on our hands. We don't need calculators.
But like when we talk about X-Wing, where we love the game system, but
that's it for me.
You touch those but you touch those models at all, you have changed completely the game. Like you knock into something and turn it just like 10 degrees.
Yeah, completely different.
It changes the entire set.
And then I think that takes away, yes, people will say, oh, that's all about skill and that kind of stuff. And it's like, well, okay, what if you accidentally bump the table and now the planes have moved? At least with this, the hex base, this is where you're going to go.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't lose your spot.
If something falls, you can remember, okay, I was in this hex, generally. You'll be able to remember I was closer to this object by using landmarks as opposed to like the free form, like with X-Wing. I love X-Wing because you feel like you're dogfighting, that kind of stuff. But God forbid a model fall over or
when you start to, put the template down.
And you accidentally move yourself back by a micron, and now you did hit the asteroid when before you were going to go right around it and scoot. Yeah. But, so... You know what? If you want to play X-Wing, play X-Wing. If you want to play this, play this. Yeah. Both systems I think are viable and fun and have their perks. And I think it works. I think one of the best things I've seen has been an Aeronautica table on top of a Titanicus table.
I've seen that picture a while back ago, and that was really cool.
Listeners, if you haven't seen it, I'm sure you guys have. I think it did its rotations, but maybe you might have forgotten about it. But it was a regular AT table that was tall enough to where you could fit your warlords under and probably your warbringers under even, like your big chonkers. And then they had an acrylic cover over that table that had hexes. So you could have your Aeronautica game on top of your AT game. And I thought that was pretty fucking cool.
It was.
And then there was another acrylic sheet above that, which is where you could have your space battles and Battlefleet Gothic. Man.
Cool.
That'll be the
stuff.
day.
Epic. So that's pretty much it for pertinent news here.
Yeah.
Unless we want to talk Necromunda, which they came out with some cool models there.
Yeah. The little market?
The market.
That is going to be a great little kit for anybody. I think anybody can use that.
Yeah, the Outcasts.
Oh, yeah, a whole new gang, too, right?
Yeah, I guess it's its own, like, kind of like a generic gang to some degree.
What did they call them? I think, I forget what they're called, but I guess the Mercenaries or whatever, right? Just a band of hooligans that have come together.
Yeah, and honestly, this is my favorite gang so far. And
really?
It's weird.
No, that was it, wasn't it?
It was the other article that will give us.
There it is. Gen Con, a new gang for Outlaws reviewed, center top.
There we go. Yep. So going through here,
yeah,
and so the other gangs are like driven into like a really, really niche type of aesthetic.
Yeah,
and none of them really clicked with me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Just like I never could really get into it. But for some reason, just these generic bunch of hoodlums draw me into it.
Mad Max looking dudes.
I don't know why, because I'm sure they're effectively the most boring of the gang aesthetically wise. But they appeal to me, and I don't have any good reason to.
There are elements of it that strike me as like Gene Stealery. Look at their boots.
Yeah, some of the uniforms look like what the Gene Stealer Colts wear.
Which I wonder, like, is that just regular old attire? Is that what they're wearing in 40K?
I mean, it has to be. I mean, you don't turn into a Gene Stealer. It's like, nope, check out this design.
Yeah.
From the Gene Stealer tailor down the road.
Gene Stealer Emporium. Yeah.
Come on down.
Yeah. So I guess this is probably what your regular...
Yeah, just your regular schmoes.
Well, I mean, they're definitely... Around. Yeah. What the fuck is that? Leather? Human leather.
Something leather. But I like them.
Yeah.
They got personality, and yet they don't just look completely, like, wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like you said, they're not driven into one aesthetic, which leaves plenty to the imagination for yourself.
Yeah, like this guy.
You want to.
Definitely wearing the Gene Stealer-esque
Exactly,
stuff.
Right? And that's what did it. At first, I thought this was a Gene Stealer gang.
Nope.
And I was like...
Nope, because they already got that, sort of.
Yeah, you just buy a regular box of Gene Stealers. Like, this is a gang now. We're gang members now. We're no longer waiting for a guide. We're gang members.
The Underhive market.
Yes, very cool. Very cool.
I feel like it's going to be extremely overpriced, but I do love the models.
What's on the gun rack thing there?
Guns.
Oh, weird. Well, who called it?
Hey, I think there's a close-up somewhere here.
I wonder if those are put on or if those are bits you can... Okay, yeah, see right there? I wonder if those are bits that you can add on later.
Like if they have a bunch of different guns. That'd be kind of
can you put your own guns on there, right?
Look, there's like a double-ended knife.
Oh, yeah. That's
right.
great. So you can cut yourself while you cut yourself.
Son of a bitch.
Look, wait. Look over there on the crate to the left.
Up to the left?
There's a pile of gold.
There's a little cash.
Are those photoshopped on there?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, look at the way the gold...
Look over here. No. I don't think we're deep in this.
Little cups. Look at the cups and the urns.
Little mugs. Oh, I didn't even see the urns. That's kind of cool. It's a little marketplace of magic.
So, yeah.
Buy your rats.
There's going to be all kinds of little bits that come in this thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Little power supplies.
Look, the crates, the lids come off, and you got shit inside of them, too.
Uh-huh. Ammo and blades.
Okay, look down. You see the cart right there? You see how the guns are in different places now?
Yeah.
So they're either different. I think they're the same guns. I think they're in different places. So you'll be able to do that. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Neat.
And you got the little Necromunda sign in the back there.
Yeah, because welcome to Necromunda.
Yeah.
If you're already in the...
You got to know you're in the market.
You got to the Underhive, but just to remember where you're at.
Yeah. Definitely going to be cool. And, you go there to buy some shit and fight breaks out.
Now I just got to play Necromunda.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm having too much fun with Kill Team.
Yeah. My game has really been AT lately.
AT is a lot of fun.
That's where I've been. I just love it. Moments where that knight took down that warhound.
Oh yeah, your lancer.
The last lancer. Oh my god. So listeners, I had a lancer at the last game Jesse and I played against each other. He put a warhound on first fire to vaporize this lancer, but I got initiative. No, I think it was you guys had chosen to activate somebody else before doing your first fire.
Yeah, we were kind of in a tight spot.
We had initiative, and I looked at Jared and I said, I am moving first. You can wait. I don't care what you have. I am moving first. So I moved my lancer up full 12. I got right behind the warhound.
I couldn't
first fire.
Yeah,
so,
that's what it was.
The knight was the only target. So I got right behind you, and I was like, all right, thank you. So now Austin, everybody play the game because I have done what I wanted to do.
And I was playing with Austin. I was like, Austin, it's a lost cause over there at this point.
Just abandon that fight. That knight is unruly. You can't be stopped. But yeah, it was crazy. Like Lenovo's Lion, which is my laser boat, I went many games where Lenovo didn't even strip shields, and that's her whole point is to strip shields.
Right.
And she destroyed 2 Titans just this game. She destroyed a Warhound and a Warlord.
Yeah, Austin and I had a rough time that game.
It was a great game, though. I felt like you guys had the upper hand in the beginning.
We did, and then we just started failing our initiatives. And failing to hit or getting our orders off.
Yeah,
we were failing miserably.
Jared ran up the board to suicide a Reaver Princept, and then he was like, "All right, so I'm here now, and I'm struggling to even stay afloat and walk.
Yeah.
But none of you can activate orders now because of this ability he had." And I was just like, wowzers. Wowzers.
Yeah, there's some really cool stuff. And hopefully we'll see the Traitor Legio book out shortly.
Yes, I'd love that. Because right now I'm finishing up my Warhounds, but I am itching to start another Legio. Because I feel like once you have the Titans you like in a Legio, you can keep adding, sure, but
there gets a point.
There's so many fun other rules that you're missing out on and elements of gameplay.
You can take a single, what's the word for it? Not Legio. Maniple.
Mm-hmm.
Make a maniple per Legion.
I think that'd be fun, right? Mm-hmm. There's plenty of different maniples out there. We're not stuck to the Axiomon anymore.
Yeah, and so many different rules.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of intended, but I'm down.
There's definitely some other Legios I would like to look into. And again, I don't know them all. Once the Traders book come out, I will be picking that up.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I wonder if, because you're going to be releasing the new War Master, the Iconoclast, the melee one.
Oh, yes.
Now, the Loyalist book came out with the first War Master. I'm wondering if they're going to roll out with a quick reveal of the Trader one with the Iconoclast.
Yeah.
And have him on the front of the other book.
Yeah.
Friday morning edit. I called it.
Yeah. And God's willing, because put the books side by side and it looks like the 2 Titans are fighting. It looks like it's facing off.
Because I feel like my memory is kind of fuzzy now at this point, but I feel like the Loyalist Legio book was a real instant reveal. Like they didn't lead up to a build up on that.
Yeah, I can't say I remember.
I feel like it popped out
for it
like a week right before it released.
Maybe that had something to do with the fact they released the War Master and all of our eyes were on that thing instead.
Potentially. But we were thinking, oh, okay, they're just going to combine everything. But
yeah, man, if they did, because we just saw the Iconoclast teased again, didn't we? No, it was on
it was
the Facebook page. They posted it up on the Facebook page, reminding everybody, this Titan exists, guys. Let's see yours.
Hey.
Wait, actually, go back.
Yeah.
I think they just had like hey, let's show you guys off some... Okay, that's what it was. It was a Warhammer community post.
Yeah.
And they were posting up some well-painted... There it is.
Yeah. The 4 War Master Titans painted by the studio.
Now, when they posted that onto Facebook, they posted up the weapons again.
Yeah.
Like to tease the Iconoclast one.
Yeah.
And
because these are the
regular, that's the standard.
Already
which come on. If that thing steps on a building,
It's done.
It's going right through. The building's not supporting it. But then they give like color breakdowns and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like this was a White Dwarf.
Yeah.
He used it off of White Dwarf.
Oh, was that it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool stuff.
Indeed.
And
let's see. Oh. Wonder what the masterclass is. Anyway.
The wet blending. That was before black. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely great. I love seeing Titans.
On the upcoming War Master Titan.
Iconic.
Again, they don't show a date or anything, but
right.
It's got to be soon.
I do look at that black as a complementary color then you have the black shoulders with the silver. Mm-hmm. I like seeing that they didn't do all the trim the same color. That's my
unique.
brain is always like, oh no, all trim must be this color.
Here comes the trim.
Mm-hmm.
Which is pretty common, but having that separate looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Imminent future. That's the date.
So next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet the Trader Book comes out with that.
That'd be sick.
Mm-hmm.
If they did Trader Book tease next week and then being like, and guess what? In 2 weeks they'll both be on pre-sale.
But that'll be exciting times.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so, they were starting to drip feed us a little bit more heresy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much as I'd like. I was disappointed not to see any heresy stuff really teased at Gen Con. But you had made a good point, and that was there wasn't a lot of build-up for some of the other ones. They were there was build-up, obviously.
There were some. But we were talking about Burning the Prospero, and I kind of dug back into the articles and stuff, and it was only 2, maybe 3 weeks from the initial reveal of the box set.
The official reveal.
To pre-order. The trailer.
Right.
When the trailer came out, it was like 2 weeks, maybe 3. And then it was on pre-order.
And that was
in October.
That's not including spoilers the way we had spoilers back then, where it would be a potato photo quality of a single model or a sprue.
Right.
So, yeah.
But I think it was 2016.
Yeah.
When it came out.
Been a while.
It's been a hell of a while.
Mm-hmm.
5 years. We're about due for one.
Definitely.
Told you it was coming.
Yeah, I mean, you kept the faith. I mean, the Lion would be very proud of you for, loyalty is its own reward, and
I feel like
you have exemplified that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's coming because I am so pining for a new edition.
Feel it in my bones.
Like, I enjoy the Horus Heresy, but I'm like ready to learn something new to play with the models that I have.
Which is crazy to think because there are still plenty of times where I'm like, what does this rule do?
Mm-hmm.
I still have not learned this edition fully.
Right.
But I just want a different way to play.
I don't know how I originally learned this game.
Yeah.
I have no idea how I was able to. Because I got 40K, never really played it because I didn't know anybody and I was way too shy.
Yeah.
I was like, I just really like the models, okay? And then I got into Horus Heresy and I basically learned how to play Warhammer through the Horus Heresy.
Yes, agreed.
And I still don't know half the rules, and it's taken me this long, and I've been playing for.
But still, I feel
9 years.
We don't play as often as like tournament players do, like 40K tournament players do, right?
No.
We're talking about those people play weekly. Yeah. We play,
and they play
maybe monthly
pickup games.
They play pickup games, and we play maybe monthly, maybe the same game. There are plenty of times where we play once a month, and it will be a different game every month that we play.
Yeah,
and we might play the same game twice in a year, excluding events, right? I just feel like
that's when we get our games in. I feel like that's what it turned into, where we just get all our games in at Nova and then just, okay, I'm good for another year.
Even then, it would be like a mega battle, right? And then there, you don't really have to learn the rules because you're like, hey, what's this rule do? And somebody else will answer it. And you become, dependent on them. Whereas those tournament players who play 40K pickup games, they have to know their rules because if this is a pickup game, they don't know that person. That person might be trying to,
short them.
Do them wrong. So they have to make sure they know their rules. And they, like I said, play all the time. But us, and even still, even though not knowing it 100%, I still just want something new. I want a different way to play.
Yeah. I want to play with my models. Just want to try something different with them. That's kind of like with a strike team, kill team. Jesus.
Yeah. It's your 40K models, but you don't have to invest into 40K.
Yeah, they have they have rules for the firstborn Space Marines, which, okay, I just pull out some Legionnaires. Exactly. They got plasma guns, and I can play Heresy Kill Team. Mm-hmm. So.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Yeah, nothing's stopping you.
I didn't even fucking think, yeah.
Uh-huh. It's, practically just a reskin.
Holy shit, that's a damn good point you're making, my man.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you come up with your own Legion rules, or just kind of, for now, just play it
For now, just play it bare, I imagine.
Yeah.
So, funny you should mention that. There's a group or a person online on Facebook.
Yes.
Ossified Mods.
Yes.
Who did a lot of
he did a lot of stuff for the previous
Kill Team 2019. 2018? 2019?
Did the guy start working on it for
He's
this one?
now working it for 2021. For
what a solid dude to just be like, hey, look,
and his stuff is high quality. Like he does a really good job.
Yeah.
Ossified Mods.
Ossified Mods, if you're listening to this, which I don't think you are, but if you are, just know that you're doing the Lord's work, my man, and we appreciate the efforts you put in. So
I'll try to put a link in there if I can remember it.
Yeah, because that kind of stuff, because I know he put in the work to do not only Legions, but he did every other army that is available for 30K. You know, he made sure that, I believe, if I recall, because I saw it when he first put it out. I didn't see the last revision, but there were Legion-specific rules and traits and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like he was... Yeah, a lot of thought, like Austin and Steven putting all
everything
that shit
I've read,
Battlefleet Heresy.
I liked. I never felt like, oh, well, this dude clearly is an Ultramarines player, where the Ultramarines had some clear disadvantage or advantage over somebody else. Like everything felt balanced and fair, and it was good.
And if we're also plugging other things, I'd be amiss. Andrew Hollis at Oz 30K, they're doing their own Necromunda houses.
Oh yes,
special rules. House Barteth, BHARTETH. Check it out because they're they're going all out with basically their own little third-party Necromunda house, and looks pretty neat.
I always love fan-made stuff, man, when it's good. Okay, the rest of it is just fucking fan fiction, which is garbage in most cases.
But you can see a lot of people put a lot of love into this hobby.
Yeah, there's definitely a clear difference between those who do and those who don't actually understand and love the hobby. For me, when I write lore for 40K, for a chapter or whatever, I can't do it. I just cringe at it. It's so stupid. I'm like, what am I going to make? Am I going to make my one Space Marine Legion excelling at something every other Space Marine Legion does, but say my guys are better at it?
I feel that's why I don't like... Well, not that I don't like Necromunda. That's why I couldn't get in Necromunda, because it's very make your own story.
Yeah.
And I have trouble doing that. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why I like the generic guys. It's like, we're just turning around the corner. We're going to fuck you up.
We are literally a gang of hooligans.
Yes.
We robbed a grandmother before we started this gun battle. So, but I think that's why I always stick with established armies.
Yeah.
Same. That's why I think that drew me to Horus Heresy was it didn't require any real creativity. And then when I started doing this mech, I was like, well, I have to kind of do creativity. And I was like, nope, not doing that. Let's just find a forge rule that Ferris established. All right, that's it.
Austin just dives into the creativity with the
we're
militias.
Complete polar opposite, where he will write an entire lineage from where they started on Terra as a battalion of redcoats or something like that. And now...
4 militias all customized, nothing out of the books or anything. You just fucking went with it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's like, if I haven't read a Black Library book on it, I'm not going to do it. Celestial Lions is as far out of the realms as I'll go. And they have appeared in Black Library novels. You only
did it because you read them in Spears of the Emperor.
Exactly.
And how fucking just good guys
they were. Yeah, right. I was like, it's been a while since I played some good guys, and these guys are better than on the same as salamanders and that kind of stuff, right? So,
we can't really say good, but
right, they're still murdering Xenos and other humans.
Yeah, but I also mentioned before we started this podcast, Will and I, we watched the latest 2 episodes of Angels of Death on Warhammer Plus. Yeah, and bro, the last episode is a half-hour long.
So good though. Amazing.
Yeah, let's say it's been 5 episodes. They've roughly been about 18 to 20 minutes each.
Even the first one I felt was a little bit shorter, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're still well over 15 minutes apiece. Mm-hmm. So you're looking well over an hour's worth of a Blood Angel story, and it's been really good.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it.
Somebody compared it to Ultramarines. that movie they did, and I was like, this person clearly did not watch Angels of Death. First off, the voice acting in it is phenomenal because they're using...
We had Sir John Hurt in Ultramarines.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh.
But that being said, it was awesome.
But, no, it just feels exactly how... And I think, Jesse, you said it best when you're like, the people who are complaining about this, if it was free on YouTube, made by a fan,
they would be
losing their marbles.
Their goddamn minds.
Yeah. People go on apeshit over this, but I think the fact that it's done by, it's got GW's actual name on it, and it's under their new little subscription thing that a lot of people are kind of like standoffish and don't really like it.
Yeah, so we've had this for a little over a month now, and I've been satisfied with it.
I have. The painting tutorials alone, I feel.
Yeah. I got the yearly subscription.
You did?
So I got the
Did they already send you the model?
No. So you get the model the model will come like
next year?
Yeah, next year. Like 8 or 9 months.
Oh, shit. I thought if you do
the year, you get...
So 2 months free, right?
You get 2 months free, and you'll get the model 3 months before the people who do monthly.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but yeah, the movie's been great. Been really enjoying that. The master classes, I didn't think I was going to like them as much. I really enjoy them. And
yeah, the fact that they talk about like theory and not just like, now use this color gray and paint it here. Mm-hmm. Now use the lighter shade of gray and paint it here.
They go in depth into why, which is cool.
Now,
and I'm sure you can find stuff like that on YouTube as well. But
yeah,
this one, they speak very plainly.
Mm-hmm.
And
Patty and I, Pat 6, she can watch this with me.
Yeah.
And enjoys it.
That's
my
cool.
wife, who hates this universe and everything about it, thinks it's the biggest, nerdiest thing ever, actually will sit down and watch the painting tutorials with us because she finds those are the interesting parts. And I was like, yeah, see, that's it. You can find fun in this hobby in many ways. You don't have to just like Space Marines killing people.
Yeah.
You can just like painting. It's totally cool.
But yeah, really excited Angels of Death. And I can't believe it's only halfway through. I thought it was going to be a 6-part series. No, it's a 10-part series. It's like, wow.
Have they released any more of, what is it, Bolter and...
No. The only animations have been Angel of Death as of yet.
Okay. Because Bolter, what is it, Bolter and...
Hammer and Bolter?
Yeah, that was so solid. Those 3 episodes were so solid.
I really enjoyed them.
The art style really made me want to revisit some older ones like Animatrix, which was a...
That's right. For the anime for The Matrix.
Yeah. Especially now with Matrix 4 being revealed. I was like, Matrix holy 4. Shit, I got to rewatch Animatrix. And I was like, damn, this is a pretty damn good...
Anime?
I normally don't watch any anime.
Me neither.
I don't. Listeners, I'm sorry. If you like anime, that's fine. But I just have never been attracted to it. But there was something about the Animatrix when they did the second Renaissance, which is the first chapter in that movie. And it's like the War of the Machines and everything like that. Like, it's just crazy. Like, humans are on the brink, and they're, like, jacking themselves up with drugs, like...
Yeah. I have to, man...
To go into battle and stuff.
I saw
like
the
that.
Animatrix, like, once. And
watch it again.
That was over, like, a decade and a half ago.
It's very cool. It's very 30K-esque because there's, like, dudes in Terminator equivalent armor.
Yeah.
And the machines start ripping the Terminator pieces apart and pulling the pilots out, but leaving like their arms and shit are still shackled into the machine. So they just rip the torsos out. It's like crazy good. Lots of violence.
Yeah.
Lots of people getting high on drugs and then charging into battle and screaming like, kill them all! Shit like that. So
war.
Yeah. Solid entry in the Matrix. But anyways. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode.
I think so. It's getting late.
Yeah, once again, thanks again for sticking around with us and listening to another episode of the Remembrancers Retreat. If you haven't already, which if you're listening this long, I'm not sure why not, go ahead and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You can also join our Discord server with a link in the show notes below. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter at RR30K Podcast, Instagram at RR30K, and if you'd like to support us, go over to patreon.com/RR30K podcast. Right now, we'd like to thank all of our patrons, starting with our Legion Praetors, Alex Self, Chaplanisar, Chris Mack, Gardner.Tree of Woe, Joe from Music City Heresy, Luke Rizzuto, Matthew Boyce, Mr. Baldwick, Nicholas Quenga, Sar Luther, Taco Tuesday or Bus 22 Rock and Roll McDonald's, and What's Ligma? Our Legion Centurions, Aaron Maynard, Andrew N., Angry Boy, Dave Jones, Duncan, Ed, John Christensen, M. Tanzer, Gore Crow, Queen Corswain, Scott LeMay, and the original Applesauce. And finally, our Legion Sergeants, Agrippina, Emily O'Hare, Garrett Lowe, Jay DeSales, M. Sear, Nick Gillen, The Zoy, and What Do I Call Myself? Thank you all so much for your support. And with that,
thank you guys.
Thanks a lot.
That's awesome.
We greatly appreciate it. So until next time, keep those dice rolling. Bye for now.
Bye.